Hi everybody, this is Dr. Srikumar of Dr. Joseph's Polyclinic, a part of the Amber Clinic chain in Kanama. As a dermatologist, there is no greater pleasure for me than to introduce a patient who is willing to talk about his journey through psoriasis. Aifun here has been facing psoriasis with joint pains, that is psoriatic arthritis, for more than 10 years. So without wasting time, let me ask Aifun. Aifun, can you tell us how you knew that you had psoriasis and how did it start? How did you diagnose it?
This condition, the psoriasis, it was started around 2009 or 10. So actually it was a lesion on my backside of my ears.
More than saying lesion, can you describe what exactly was there? Was there redness? Was there
It was skin patches and the redness.
Redness and
the
scaling.
scaling of the skin.
Was there itching?
It was itching.
Was there any burning sensation?
A little bit, but it's like when I scratch or anything like this.
Which
like
part of the body did you notice?
Actually, it was started from back of my ear,
Okay.
and then actually I just take like normal
Okay.
lotions
Back of the
and
ear,
all
then where did it spread to?
that. It spread, then started slowly. It was on my forehead
Okay.
and started spreading on my head. Started like that. It was so bad.
When did you see a doctor first?
It was in around 2010, I think.
Who told you this is psoriasis?
Actually, I went to some general doctors before, so they recommended the skin doctor specialized. Then I went few of them, like they say like psoriasis. Actually, at the beginning, some doctors they don't want to say the names or anything like it just say like you have a skin condition that has to be
Treated
for a long time.
When did you notice that it had spread all over the body? How long did it take for it to spread to your hands, feet, back, legs?
It takes around like it was 2-3 years. It
2-3
was,
years.
2-3 years.
When was the joint pain noticed by you?
It was last year.
Last year.
Last year.
How did you notice the joint pain? Was there any specific thing that brought your attention to it?
Actually, I came to you to see you when you say. Actually, the doctor told me it was a gout.
Okay.
Okay, then I don't know. Actually, previously I had also suffering with
Was there a swelling of the hands? Feet?
Yeah, there's the swelling and all. Like actually, the doctor gave me some blood test and just the test was high, little bit.
Okay.
So then I diagnosed it and
What else did you face? Was there any practical difficulty?
I cannot even get up from the bed. Actually, it was the morning stiffness was like so bad. Like I cannot even.
You mean that you were like a board, you couldn't get up from the bed?
Yeah.
How long did it take for the stiffness to go away?
So, like around 3 hours or 4.
3 hours in the morning, your body used to be
It's
stiff.
like
Back,
I cannot
hands,
like
feet.
fold my fingers and all. Like it's like straight.
I know you have been treated by many doctors. Can you tell us something about your experience with methotrexate?
Yeah, I was on methotrexate almost like almost like 2 years, and then I stopped,
Did it help you?
and then I started. It doesn't help me a lot. Like you can say like 5%.
5%.
5%.
Why did you stop it?
Actually, I got like a problem, like when I diagnosed. If I go for blood test and all, like my kidney,
The liver.
SGT,
SGPT. That's the liver.
yeah.
That's the liver, not the
Yeah.
kidney. That was a little high.
So the
So
doctor.
you had some
yeah.
experience
Doctor
with side
told me to
effects of
stop.
methotrexate.
Yeah.
Alright. Tell me about your experience with homeopathy.
Homeopathy, I was treated like around 6 months. It was like when I started homeopathy, it increased a lot. Like I don't know if it's because of the homeopathy or like I don't know naturally.
Did you try any other treatments?
Yeah, I tried the natural, the herbal treatment like for around like almost more than 1 year. So
When was the diabetes diagnosed in you?
it was last year.
Last year.
Last year.
I know that you have an issue with a high body weight. So has your weight been always in this range?
No, actually, no. Before it was, I was slim a little bit.
But you
Much
started
slim,
gaining
yeah.
weight.
Actually, no, yeah, I was.
I know, I'm sorry to ask this directly, but then see,
Yeah.
that's one of the issues that you have faced.
Yeah, actually, when when you start getting the lesions on your body or the skins,
The
you don't
word
feel like
lesions is best avoided. The reason
Okay,
is
sir.
that is something that the doctors say. We are more interested in what exactly happens in your skin.
Yeah, the small patches, usually if you can see like this
Yeah,
body,
yeah.
like for psoriasis. So you feel shy, you feel the society might think about negative or something, Usually if you go around like
Are you
usually
married?
not really.
Not yet. Why are you not married? If you don't mind sharing that with us.
Yeah, if you think like if you are covering your body like 50 to 60% of your body is covering with psoriasis, you might
You
be
hesitate
afraid,
to
yeah.
get
Yeah,
married.
obviously. Yes.
I do wish that
If
change is soon.
Yeah, yeah.
What about your family? Does anybody else have psoriasis in
No,
your family?
not really. In my family history,
There's nobody.
nothing. No.
Okay. When did you hear about biologics?
Actually, when I visited you, actually.
How did you come to
actually,
me?
No.
Yes.
Actually, there was a doctor I visited actually for that. Like 2 years back. So he told me first about the biologics, and he say that it was like very costly.
Very expensive.
And if you don't have any insurance or you cannot really it's not for you. He was saying so. I didn't think much about that biologics. Actually, I don't know. I don't have knowledge about biologics and all. So, I didn't take anything, injections or anything.
Okay.
For
What
those 2
made
years.
you think about it again, second time?
Actually, my sister visited the clinics with my mother for some joint pains. Okay, then she saw one banner for you about psoriasis. Yeah,
and about the
psoriasis.
biologics.
Yeah. So then she told me, so you can visit this doctor.
Okay.
So I came here.
That's nice.
Yeah,
So I do remember the
start-
first time I met you.
Yeah.
I remember the way we counseled you. So our counseling had almost 4 parts. First part was our complete assessment of you. The second part was economic counseling about how to get this medicine.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
cost of medicine is very high.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you heard about the patient support groups and how the cost of the medication can be reduced.
Yeah, actually, the last doctor I have visited, I was saying the cost of the medicine is high. But
Very high. It
yeah,
is
when I
easily
came to you,
150,000 dirhams per year,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this is a lifelong
it's
treatment.
so when I come to you, you suggest me some support group like
Axios
and
group.
then the other one,
Yeah.
that
Musanda.
Musainda. Yeah.
You heard
So
about
yeah, I actually, beginning I applied for Musainda. Actually, they support me with injections. Like there was a course of 15 injections. They support me with 10, but for me,
even that was
yeah,
expensive.
that was expensive for me.
That's
So,
when the insurance.
yeah,
also
then I
kicked
just
in.
waited for around 6 months to make my insurance done. Then
So
once I done, I
we
started.
wrote up your entire story for the insurance, and luckily in Dubai your insurance also supported you, and
Yes.
they gave you permission to start Cosentyx injection. Now tell me, once you started this injection Cosentyx, how did you start? How many injections were there? How frequently did you take it?
Yeah, the beginning was loading dose of 5 dose actually.
Weekly once, isn't it?
Weekly once, yeah.
What
So-
was your experience during that loading dose? Did you find an improvement within these 5 weeks?
Yeah, actually, first when you take one injection,
You're afraid.
you're afraid little bit, and you need the result very fast. Okay, so you think, well, first week it was not okay, but when it gets to week 3,
Week 3?
it was a lot of improvement about
That's
as
a
you
very
know.
interesting statement,
Yeah.
and I'm happy you told that without my prompting.
Yeah.
Because by week 3 itself you find a very,
Yeah.
very significant improvement.
Yeah, as you know, if it is a psoriasis, the skin patches and all, this one it was improving a lot, like better than before.
How was your joint pain and stiffness?
Yeah, it was actually the joint pains and all, like starting from week 5. It was improved much better than before. And then
Were you
when
able
I
to get
came
up
to
from
week
that bed?
7, now I finished week 7, so it's much better. Like that is almost, you can say, like I have no joint pain at all.
Are you able to get up from bed easily now?
Nothing now.
No problem. Sitting in the toilet?
Yeah, it's fine.
No big
It's
deal.
not a big deal.
Holding things in your hands?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's
now.
fine.
It's fine now. Much better. You can say like the skin patches is one, like you can improvement. You can say like 50% or 60% improvement.
Wow, that's
And the joint-
interesting.
Yeah.
You know, usually by the time you reach 5 injections plus the monthly injections kick in, after you have finished around 7-8 injections, in our experience, nearly 90% of the skin would have improved. You know why? One of the reasons for you it is between 50 to 60% is frankly your body weight. So based on the body weight, the dosage of the medication is slightly different. You may need a higher dose or you need to wait a little longer time. But considering the cost of the medication, at present we are giving you the standard dose. And if you wait a little longer, I am pretty sure you will find a much better result. Did you have any difficulty taking the injection?
No.
Is it easy?
It's easy.
You take it yourself.
Yeah, I'm taking myself.
No nurse or doctor gives it to you.
No, only the first one.
Okay, only the first one. We taught you how to take it.
Yeah.
Where exactly do you take it?
I usually take on my stomach
Abdomen,
and
yeah.
on the
Sometimes
thighs.
on the
Sometimes
thighs.
I actually. Yeah.
It's like a self-injection pen, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you had any side effects after you started this injection?
Not really. I didn't see anything. Actually, it's now winter, so I get little cough and fever.
I know that last month you had a bit of fever and
Yeah,
cough
that's
and
not
you were
good.
treated for it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, by and large, it has been okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like much better.
And your blood tests have been normal.
Yeah.
It's indeed a pleasure having spoken to you. Actually, I thank you because many people are not bold enough to talk in public. Let me ask you a bit more about the patient support group also. We have something called a psoriasis support group, and you are a member of that. And we do have meetings where we have a combined effort by the dietitians, the psychiatrists, the rheumatologists, and the patient support group. So tell us about the psoriasis support group.
Yeah.
Is it useful?
Yeah, it's useful actually. Already I get support from Axios actually. After the insurance I have a co-payment of 20%. So
You got the
co-payment waive off.
20% of 7,000 is a big amount.
Yeah.
So your co-payment was also withdrawn because of the
Yeah.
intervention of the patient
Yeah,
support group.
actually, I appreciate the support they provide. Actually, it makes a lot of patients to go for the biologics. Actually, when you think about,
I know you have a lot of friends with a similar condition.
yes.
So just honestly, what do you feel about biologics in a patient in your condition?
You can say like when as a prescription from a patient, I have suffering from almost like 10
10
years.
years, yeah.
Yeah. So this time like it's improved, like I say, joint pains 100%. You can say for the skin, you can say like almost 50 to 60%.
That's
So
nice.
it's like it's a miracle
I'm
for
happy,
me. Like
I'm happy that
10 years.
we could make a difference in your life. That is the bottom line for us. When we can make a difference in a patient's life and make them smile and make them their day-to-day work much more easier, there's no greater pleasure for us as dermatologists.
Yeah,
Thank you once again.
I appreciate your help actually. The way you treated and the kindness you showed to the patient is like really appreciated.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you so much for your.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.